I collect things that are useful. So, when posed with the question of what do I collect, I think that I collect tools. There is something about like its utility and the economy of its utility and like what it feels like and how durable and how like well made it is. There's a tie to for me in particular, the men in my family, like kind of through these objects. The thing that's the intermediary, it's like the object or the goal or the sport, or like in my father's case, like motorcycles or bicycles. And there's like a sweetness in that I think about just really in terms of like a lot of the tools that I have. It's entirely about sentimentality. Throughout my like whole career, I've made walking sticks. They've been parts of exhibitions, parts of sculpture, and that the walking stick isn't something for the infirm, but rather to traverse treacherous territory, to like help move a body on unstable or unsafe terrain. The walking stick is more like a tool for exploration, and I like the things that it means. It makes me think about Mount Analog and, the path that you make to the thing that you're trying to achieve, that the path is like a part of that thing that gets achieved or the thing that's explored. I collect pocket knives, and it's just a selection of some of them. I purchased that when I was in Florence, along with this knife too. That's like a vineyard knife, and its little peculiarities of like the handle and how it would hold on to one's hand while they were cutting vine. It's like a very beautiful utilitarian design element. And when you think about like what creates this curve of the knife that tells you that this is from a particular place in Italy and that it's made for a particular thing, like how many knives were made so that they all kind of have this quality to them. The things I've chosen to show are pocket knives that stem from one particular knife that my grandfather gave me when I turned 18 years old. This is my Picasso. This particular knife that my grandfather got when he was a police officer, and it's a switchblade, and on one side there's like a dragon, I think, and on the other side it's a bullfighter. And so this sort of like really funny clash of like cultural like appropriation, and at the same time the fact that it's like 70 years old and still like really like an excellent, really, really well-made sort of novelty is something that I've like kept this for a long time, and I intend to give it to my children. I think of a collector as someone who has an obsession and tasks themselves with being a caretaker for the things that are sort of emblematic of that obsession. Taking care of a thing is using the thing, right? It's the same thing with art. Art is not a thing that I own, it's a thing that I'm taking care of for the short period of time while I'm on Earth, and then it goes on to somebody else that isn't gonna know me or care or whatever, and it doesn't matter. And I like thinking about how the things in my care are gonna go and do things for other people when I'm dead and gone. So I like that a lot.